sweltering heats of the Mojave Desert, to the unpredictable habitat of Tanzania's Serengeti, to the murky depths of the Mariana Trench, to the exhilarating heights of Mount Kilimanjaro, you have the pleasure of listening to From Chicago to Dummast, the Dummast Podcast.
Yo, what is up, everybody? This is the Dummast Podcast. I think this is episode 70 of the Dummast Podcast. We've come a long way. We got a lot in this episode. We got a lot of people in here. Of course, you got Unknown. He up in here. Another familiar face. We got Mr. Cody, Cody Rhodes. I'm just playing. Mr. Agent Cody Banks. We got Agent Cody Banks up in here. We got some new face. Well, we also got Sahai. Sahai's back. He was on the last episode. Sahai's back. Who else we got up in here? We got Sean Ace O'Neal. And we got the Pharaoh, King James, up in this motherfucker. So, man, we got a lot of people up in here. We got a lot of topics. We talking about some NFL. Here go my son right here. Come here. I want you to meet everybody for the podcast. Say, hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Go. Go. He want to be a... No. You want to sit down. No, get up. Here, go watch My Singing Monsters. Go. I'll let you come back later. Go. Just snuck it. Jace, come close the door. I guess not. But we talk about some NFL. We talking about all type of sports. We talking about we got my cousin Unknown up in here. We talking about so much stuff. Jeez, everybody bothering me, man. My girl, give me a second. Hello? Yeah. Oh, I don't know, but I'm recording right now. I'll be up in a little bit. All right. It's a busy day. It's a busy day. But yes, sorry about that. We talking about so much. We got all type of stuff in here for you guys today. I'm just going to go to it, get through it. It is something I want to talk about with you guys, and that is Taylor Swift and her effect on the NFL. And a lot of these Taylor Swift conspiracy theories. I want to definitely get into that. So, strap up. Let's go. Let's get it. Okay. Before I get into this, I do have to lay a little groundwork. I, in no way, shape, or form, am a Swiftie. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan in the least. Up until maybe a month ago, I couldn't even tell you what song she has sung or what song she has performed. I don't know anything about this woman other than Shake, 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 Shake. That's the only song. And somebody had to tell me about a month ago that was her song. I don't know this woman. I am not attracted to this woman. I don't understand her popularity. I'm not mad at her popularity. Let's get that straight. I'm not mad at her popularity. This woman obviously she has to be smart. She has to be smart. She has to be cunning. She has to be talented for her to garner this much popularity. She has taken over the Super Bowl. She has taken over the conversation. She has taken over. She's everywhere. She is everywhere. She is taking over music. Of course, she's taking over music to the point where they're saying that she is more influential and generates more money than Beyonce. You know how huge you got to be to out money Beyonce? The beehive is like here. Let me get this right. The beehive is like here. The Swifties are like here. Like, this woman has pretty much garnered the attention of so many people, to the point, I mean, even they're saying she's already, since dating one of the most popular players in the NFL, which is Travis Kelce, she's generated millions of dollars for the NFL just by dating him, and being in the clubhouse. I don't know what they called it, the upper deck thingamajig that you stand in. She has generated millions of dollars just doing that, jumping up and down, cheering for her boyfriend. It is crazy. But just to go back, I am not a fan. I don't know who this woman is. I don't know why she gets so much love, and I'm not mad at it in the least. I am not mad at it. I'm not hating on it. I'm just not a Swiftie. I am just not a Swiftie, and I don't think I'll ever be a Swiftie. I mean that I guess genre of music it just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know much about it. I can't speak to it in a way where I can say, well, I can judge it, because I just don't know it. I don't come across in my passings of life, and in people I don't know anybody who listens to that. All right. But with all that being said, there have been a lot of conspiracy theories floated about this woman. So the political right has totally gotten triggered by this woman, and it's you guys know me, and I think on the last episode we talked about conspiracy theories, and it's something me and my buddies, we kind of talk about every now and then. These weird conspiracy theories people have. It's mostly me, because what I've found with the conspiracy theories, it's not so much. Well, you have two sides of the spectrum. You have either people that really believe this shit, like really, really believe every fucking conspiracy theories, even ones that negate each other. Like, if you believe both of these, then it's no way you can believe both of these things are happening at the same time. You can't say George Bush was the dumbest president we ever had, but also he masterminded 9/11. Shit just don't make sense to me. I don't think both can be true at the same time, and a lot of these conspiracy theories pretty much cancel each other out. But you still got people who wholeheartedly believe that all these things are true. Then you got people on the other side of the spectrum, and I'm not talking about anything political. I'm just talking about people that believe in conspiracy theories. You got other people who are into conspiracy theories. They don't necessarily believe them, but they love talking about them. They love, it's fun for them to learn about them. And I get that. I definitely get that. But it's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. But so the political far right has gone crazy about Taylor Swift. And just to backtrack a little bit, and just through reading and looking at YouTube videos and everything, a lot of these people were Swifties. A lot of these people were Swifties before she started doing things like, go out and vote, putting out messages encouraging people to vote, putting out messages and being in support of LGBT rights and things like that, abortion rights and things like that. And when she was, I guess, like when she first started out, she did a lot of country, or she had more of a country music following, and her music was more geared to that audience. So, a lot of these people were Taylor Swift fans. They love them some Tay-Tay, as she calls herself. Or I don't know if she calls herself that. I know people have called her Tay-Tay, so I was just trying to, be a little tongue-in-cheek with it. So she has blown up, and because she's done some of those things I just listed off, now it's, she's part of a PSYOPs campaign to convert people to the Democratic side, how she has gone off the deep end. She's part of the deep state. She's a deep state. She's weaponized. She has been weaponized by the far left to convince people to think a certain way. And it is hilarious. This is the type of shit that's hilarious to me. I mean, these people are nuts. They are nuts. These people have literally now jumped off the deep end. They have jumped the shark. Right now they're thinking that the Super Bowl is rigged. So the whole Super Bowl is rigged. And it's been trending in that direction ever since Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have gotten together. It is, in their minds, they are convinced the Super Bowl is rigged, and the Chiefs were their destination was always the Super Bowl. It was not in question. Taylor Swift is a plant. Travis Kelce, I keep saying Kelce because there is a football player named Kelce. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is a fake relationship or a generated relationship. The Super Bowl is rigged all so they can help Joe Biden win the election. Listen to that jump. Just listen to that jump. Rigged Super Bowl. It's funny to even think about. Rigged Super Bowl. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, power couple. Rigged election. Like, how do you jump from this to that? Like, how do you... I need to know the steps in between that far-ass jump you just did. I need to know how does your mind get from point B to point C? Again, rigged NFL, relationship, Joe Biden winning the election. How do you travel that far without a passport? I don't get it. That is it. I'm honestly thinking that, God, please somebody bless the far right. Please. This is crazy. This right here is crazy. And like I said, I am not a Taylor Swift fan. I'm not. But you guys have jumped off the deep end on this one. Because it's not making sense. It's not making sense. Why? Joe Biden needs... Oh, God. It's crazy. This is nuts. So, I mean, do you guys think, like, Joe Biden picked up the phone late night and he was like... No. Not even that. Joe Biden got his council together. His cabinet, his council, all his supporters. And he was like, what are we going to do? Let's get the Pentagon. And this is another one, too, because now they're saying that the Pentagon has ran, tests and things like that, and has used and reached out to Taylor Swift to be a part of that PSYOPs campaign to influence her Swifties, because apparently it's a lot of Swifties out here, to generate votes for Joe Biden. This is crazy. This is crazy. And you guys had no problem. You guys had no problem with with Taylor Swift until you found out she leaned a little left. She was y'all girl, man. You guys were listening to some Taylor Swift. You couldn't. You guys loved her. What happened? But because she told people to go out and vote. Because a lot of her fans tend to be young people, and also, don't get me wrong, she has fans all over the place. But that new crop of voters, those new voters, she has a lot of that still in her demographic. And young people tend to vote left. So she didn't say go out and vote Democrat. She just said go out and vote. And now you're mad. Now you're coming up with all these conspiracy theories. Fox News, they talking about it. I heard some other people, just doing research for this segment. Everybody's talking about it. How not to trust her, and stop being a Swiftie, or how they jumped off the Swiftie bandwagon. Why? Because weren't you a fan of hers because of her music? Was it really her music, or you tend to think if somebody's singing country, they tend to lean right? What is it? Because don't tell me you automatically don't like her music anymore because why don't you like her music anymore? Is it because she's talking about LGBT? She's pro LGBT and pro choice? What is it? Tell me. I need to know. I need to know. Like, it's funny to me. Like, a lot of this stuff is funny. A lot of these conspiracy theories, when you break it down a little common sense, when you apply a little common sense to these theories, they dissolve. This one, I don't even need to apply any common sense to it. It just, like I was trying to mention before, did Joe Biden reach out to Taylor Swift and say, hey, I need you, Taylor. I need you to pick a boyfriend, in the NFL. And we're going to reach out to Roger Goodell, and we're going to make sure that team that boyfriend is on is going to make it to the Super Bowl. All right? Get in real good. Go to every one of his games. Jump up and down in the stands, and people are going to love it. People are going to love it, and they'll love you more for it. And then tell them to go vote. Don't tell them what party to vote for. Just tell them to go vote. Because I need to beat Donald Trump in this year's election. You can't make this shit up, bro. You literally can't make this shit up. This shit is hilarious to me. Anyway, I'm going to get into a segment I did with Unknown and Sahai. We talking about content. So this is I guess a nice little segue. We are talking about pretty much on Capitol Hill last week. You had all the execs from these, from TikTok, and you had the execs from Snapchat, Meta, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is part of Meta. Just all of them on Capitol Hill, and it got pretty interesting. And we're gonna get into that. Let's get into that right now. I'm here with Sahai and Mr. Unknown, or the most known unknown. That's what I like to call him. The most known unknown, baby. Got Sahai in the building with the beard, the grizzly. What's good with you?
Y'all got that. Right, y'all rocking that salt game tough, boy.
Bro, I faded my shit earlier.
Like some just for me and shit.
I'm trying to get like him.
You said you faded it like some just for me and shit. Or you talking about like you cut it? Oh, you was doing this. I thought you just
No,
you just for me that shit. You painted it up.
You know what I'm saying? Look, it's long. Look.
Like
it's
a little Carlos
right
Boozer,
here, but down here
got a little.
Right. Got that young behind. Beijing, bro. No, so right here, like a half. Then it get to the one, and then right here, I just I faded it.
Stop licking. But
anyway,
what's up, man? I'm going to the barbershop Saturday. Me and my boy going to the barbershop Saturday. We're gonna get this all cut down. I'm not gonna cut it off. I'm gonna cut it down.
You're gonna get it straightened out, huh?
Right.
I got you.
Right.
All right, man. I brought y'all here. I wanted to talk about what happened yesterday on Capitol Hill. A lot of the you had Zuckerberg, you had TikTok guy, you had
You had
Twitter.
them
Well,
all, bro. I
not
think
Elon
you
Musk.
had
He wasn't
somebody
there,
from
but
X, TikTok,
you had every snap.
Snapchat
They even
up
had
there. He
Snapchat.
looking
Nobody even
around like, what
bro.
y'all
Nobody
fucking
even
with me
fucking
for?
with. Exactly, bro. Nobody fucking around on
Nah,
Snapchat, but
they
like
dealing drugs on Snapchat.
girls who trying to promote their
Nah,
OnlyFans, bro. Like ain't
they
nobody
slinging
fucking.
weight. They
Man, that's
slinging weight on
crazy.
Snapchat, bro. That's what he was there for.
Are they?
Somebody
Really?
OD'd.
Shit.
Somebody OD'd after some stuff they brought on
Yeah.
Snapchat. That's why he was there.
All right. All right. So
okay.
So I wanted to talk about that, and the reason why I wanted to talk about that is I'm just listening to these politicians talk, right? And this is kind of I have a couple different directions to go on this, but the first thing I'm gonna say is I really think these people in Congress really don't understand how the internet works. I really don't. I don't think they get it. That it is. You can't stop everything, and then even that, uh, it's you just hear them talk, and it's just like, what did you just say? Like, do you really know what this internet thing is? Like,
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I met Senator Dick Durbin. I met him about 4 or 5 years ago, right? 4 or 5 years ago, 2019. I met him 2019, right? He should just retire.
He wanted a good one.
Like he's not all there. Like he's not all there. I mean he's he's a Democratic dude. I mean he's from Illinois. But he's not all there.
and that's
They just keep him in there because they need the Democrats need him.
bro.
He's been doing it forever, but
Bro,
he's not all there.
And
So when you say that they don't understand how the internet works, I agree 100%. Because of him, I was like, like he I don't even think he knew what he was. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's keep it real 100 right now. I don't think that dude knew where he was even where he was at when I met him. Like he was just there. He had 20 people with him. Everybody knew what was going on but him.
wow.
And I was like, hey, I'm just hey, he's representing Illinois, so I guess I gotta take it, right?
Hey, that's something we
Bro,
need to talk about in our
it's
election show. Because these dudes are so old. They don't know half this shit, man.
Man.
Bro, I've talked about that ad nauseum
Man,
on this show, how
come on.
old these dudes are, and just like, bro, I mean, bro, they need term limits, bro. These motherfuckers
we
need
could do
term
a
limits.
whole show off the funniest shit you heard them say because they so goddamn old.
Yep.
And nothing will never cap. Nothing will never cap when that senator was talking about having a baby from grape. And that man said, the woman body can shut that whole thing down. It's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Bro, this.
Like you could mentally say, no baby, no baby, no baby, no baby.
Right.
Bro, I was listening to they have one of those ladies is from Ukraine, one of those representatives. I forget her name, but she's from Ukraine. And she went on this whole diatribe about about how was it Nancy Pelosi or somebody. It was crazy. Like these people aren't coherent. And like you said, Sahai, Dick Durbin, like you were saying, he wasn't there. Like you could tell he wasn't there. That is the second most powerful senator on the Democratic side.
And he should just retire. All these that's one thing I can say about, and I'm not gonna go into politics or politicians or whatever, like Nikki Haley. Like she in her 50s, right? Like Donald Trump is
damn near 80.
77. 77, and Biden is like 81. Like, why are you still even working? Like chill out with your family. you're done. Like just
let the grand
just call it
let
quits,
the
man. Just
grandbaby sit
end
on
it.
Pop
Like,
Pop
bro.
lap, bro. Like
It's the
man,
inability to give
just
up
right.
power.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the
Like,
inability
that's
because
all it
man,
is.
right.
you got
They don't want
Lindsey
to do
Graham
that.
trying to dress down Mark Zuckerberg about Facebook. It's bro, you don't
Man,
even know how
I,
Facebook work. And
Bro,
I'm
it
gonna tell
was
you, like I have to say that this topic has got me back in the internet streets fighting. I thought I was a changed man.
oh no. You back in them
A little
streets?
bit, a
Come
little bit.
on,
I
dog.
stuck my toe on the curb. Bro. I have an extensive knowledge of how the internet work, law enforcement use of the internet, the government's use of the internet. These motherfuckers online trying to tell me I can't stop my kids from getting on social media. And like I'm sitting here having this conversation, and I'm like, and same thing with the people on Congress and the people at their hearings. Y'all just want to blame somebody else for your lack of parenting. You're gonna
Exactly.
sue
Exactly.
because this kid, like one of these senators' kids, took a picture of his wine dine, sent it to a girl that turned out to be a Nigerian prince in Africa. You know what I'm saying? And then they extorted him. And God rest his soul, the kid got
That's
upset that
crazy.
he was getting extorted. He couldn't keep paying the money. His father's a senator. He didn't want to embarrass himself. He murked himself off. He self-deleted.
Mm-hmm.
right.
This African dude just started threatening the daddy. You know what I'm saying? I send this picture of your son, right? And then they go back and they say, well, this is Facebook's fault. And I'm sitting in these message boards, and I'm like, how is this Facebook's fault? You the parent. You the
Mm-hmm.
motherfucking parent. My kids are 16 and 11. They don't have social media, bro. They don't have no. You don't know what your kids have. I know, nigga. I know everything that's on this network in this house. My wife came home one time. She said, "You better not be downloading the pictures on my phone." I said, "Girl, your pictures start downloading as soon as you hit the Wi-Fi. Like, you know who you dealing with." You know what I'm saying? Like, don't question my network skills. So, and these people, they just want to blame somebody else. They want to. They're
And
talking about suing Facebook because they want to blame somebody else. I'm sorry, no offense. You failed as a parent. It's your fault.
not only that, unknown. Tell me what law did they break? You got these people on Capitol Hill. What law did they
The thing
break?
is, they're trying to change the law so people can sue
I
sue
get
the.
it.
So basically, you didn't break a law,
I
but if I change the law, then they can sue you. Now here's the
right.
thing. Here's the rub, and this is where you shut up. You shut up, and this is how you shut all that shit down. But you won't change the law so they can sue the gun manufacturers.
nope.
You
Mm-mm.
won't change the law so they can
Exactly.
sue. So basically, if my kid get my gun and go shoot up the school, it's thoughts and prayers. But if my kid get on the device that I gave them and log on to Facebook that I allowed them to have, and then they get bullied or they get some pedo talk to them or whatever, it's the internet's fault. Get the fuck out of here. The whole argument
Bro,
is crazy.
it's crazy. It's really
I,
crazy. And like I
I,
said,
I,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
nobody wants to take. Yeah, nobody wants to take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's and I get what they're saying. Like, social media is kind of still in its infancy. So a lot of the stuff they still trying to weed through, like trying to make laws and stuff like that of um what's been going on. um you can't really do that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of, you got to point the finger back at the parent. Like, we got to figure out why
Why
these
you gave
things
them
are
the
happening.
device?
You know
Here's
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying?
I don't trust my parents on the fucking
Right.
internet. So God knows I'm not gonna let my kids get on it without no safeguards. My daddy got scammed on
Exactly.
Christmas. Talking about some, hey, come buy this for me. Somebody was, I'm like, Dad, that link ain't real. He already about to put his credit card in
I
it.
remember that. I remember that. I remember that.
I'm like,
It was like Macy's
yeah,
or
it was
something like that. I
Macy's.
remember that.
Like, that's not
I
like ain't
remember that.
nobody selling you
That's not
no
Macy's.
$300 jacket for $59.99. Like, that's a $300 jacket.
man.
But the thing is, if I can't,
Bro, it's
at some point, you gotta say, where does the personal responsibility come in when you putting, like, you're pacifying your kids with these devices? Like, I was telling this guy, he's like, well, you don't know, your kids got social media, you just don't know about it. I said, they don't miss what they never had, bro. They ain't never had it. So how they gonna miss it? Now, to me, it's just like a car. When my daughter gets 17, I'll let her get social media, because all the studies show putting your kids on social media before 17 leads to anxiety issues, bullying, uh self reflective, like they and what is it, anorexia, all these social economic, I'm not so economic, but all these social fucking diseases that I mean, you gotta be an adult to be able to navigate that shit, to say, I ain't gonna fight with no stranger on the internet, or I'm logging off. That's enough of this bullshit.
exactly.
But kids can get up in there and they can get addicted to that crap. All these kids, they got women on social media who ain't never took a picture without a filter. That's an issue, bro. You got some
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
self
crazy.
identity issues you need to deal with. Why would I put my teenager in that shit? It's nuts.
It's nuts, and like I keep mentioning, these execs have not broken one law, and it's not like I'm taking up for Mark Zuckerberg, but let's call a spade here. You're not parenting. You want Mark Zuckerberg to parent your kid, and that's not his job. So you gotta what law did he break? And guess what? Even if they did create laws, a great portion of this shit will still be happening. Because guess what? If I can get on the internet and I don't have a police officer sitting over my shoulder, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do.
Here's the thing.
Yep.
And so because when you have something so open as the internet, as this, the back and forth on the internet, it's so open, you can't police
I'm
all
gonna tell you a
shit,
secret,
bro. And this is why I say they don't know how
I'm gonna
the
tell you a
internet
secret.
works.
This goes to show you how they don't know. These people, our congressional leaders don't know what they're talking about, and they're too old for this conversation. Pass the law and change the law. The first parents that sue gonna still lose. You know why? Because you did three things. You gave your kid the device. You either let them, or willingly, or neglectfully log into a social media account, and somebody either sponsored their account or allowed them to get the account. But somebody at the end, because we all do it, somebody saw all that legal shit and just kept scrolling, and checked that box. And when you check that box,
Yep.
you basically said, we can
Gave
keep
up
your
rights.
data. You have no rights here. Everything that you put on our website belongs to us. You, and we all do it. We all do, don't nobody screw.
Yeah,
Nobody
we have
read that
all done
shit.
that.
Bro,
We
ain't
have
nobody
all
sitting
done
there
that.
reading all that
Everybody
shit.
scroll.
On purpose. They do that on purpose, so you won't read it.
There
They
you
do it
go.
on purpose, so you won't read it.
Apple got gangster
You know what I'm
with it about
saying?
5 years ago. Apple got so gangster with it. Apple gray out the box. Apple make you scroll, and then once you get at the bottom, then you can check the box.
Then you
You
got the
can't even.
access to
Right.
They want to make
Right.
sure you went through all that shit, whether you read it or not. But then you check the box and you signed your rights away. So,
bro, even if you did read all that shit, you're not gonna that's legalese, bro. Like, you can't even understand that shit.
Yeah.
It's not meant for you to.
That's jargon. That's legal
Right.
jargon
So
right there.
basically,
The
only way to really protect yourself is when you buy that damn iPhone, you run that shit to a fucking lawyer, attorney, or something. Like, hey, can you spell this
man,
shit
they
out
used
for
to
me?
be.
And
They
nobody's
used to
gonna
be
do that shit,
I remember
bro.
when I had an Android. As soon as you download the Android, it was certain apps that was already on it, hardlined in it. You couldn't take them out if you wanted to. The last time I got an Android, Facebook was on it, whether I wanted Facebook or not.
Damn. See, that's why I don't fuck with no
Yeah.
Android. I ain't never had
Well,
one of them motherfuckers, bro.
They had that
but
proprietary information.
you
You
know
ain't
what?
getting it off. It ain't coming off.
But you know what? Let's be honest. Like you going through, like you press an app. You say, okay, I want this app, and they got all that legal jargon in there, and you hit that button to say, okay, yes, I agree with it. In the back of your mind, you're saying to yourself, like, Like, I know they won't fuck me. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what you're really
I
saying?
know they
This is
won't
what you're really
fuck me.
saying.
So I
Because it's coming.
right,
bro,
right.
bro.
But in
His
back,
he
but
right though,
you're like this is a legit company. They're not gonna fuck me over, are they? You know.
bro,
So and I want to be on this app. Let me just go
bro,
through. You know, because nobody's reading that stuff. Like you said, nobody's reading this stuff.
bro.
Let's
He
be honest. You know what I'm
100% right,
saying?
bro. He 100% right.
No,
Because
nobody.
I've said that shit like, oh, this fucking Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We all do that shit. We
Right,
all just hope to
right.
God that they playing
Nah.
fair, but
I
he
I'm
mean,
gonna
don't.
tell
to
you.
be
I'm
honest,
gonna
now
tell you
that
the funniest part
to,
about that whole shit. Sitting from my table, from my perspective, is listening to the government yell at Facebook about Facebook, with how much in bed we are with Facebook. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all of us. With how
and
much
you know
in
what was
bed we are with Facebook. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about like you need some water, honey. Like you want me to get the towel. Like the government is in bed with Facebook, and Zuck got to sit there, and Zuck got
yeah,
to
Meta.
sit
Yep,
there and can't say
yep.
nothing. Be like,
They can't
just
say
run the
shit.
check, bitch. Like you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all, this is and then they made him like apologize. I was like, is this for real right now?
that part pissed me off.
I watched it on the news this morning twice, and I was like, I was like, did he really? Did he just turn
He
around
did.
and
He
he
did.
apologized? And I was like, did they make him apologize? I
They
was
put
like,
him on the spot.
this this is
They put him
stupid.
on the spot, and it would have looked bad if he didn't. And then you do got people saying, "Well, it didn't sound
I'm
genuine,"
glad.
but that dude got
I'm.
Asperger's. It's never
It's
gonna
not.
sound genuine.
It's not gonna sound
That
genuine.
Nah,
that dude is like
But
emotionally detached
I was
from
listening. Go
whatever.
ahead, my bad.
No.
Nah,
You
it
good?
didn't
Go ahead.
sound genuine, but I was listening very closely to the words that he used. He's a very smart guy because he used
Mm-hmm.
words to.
yeah.
He's basically saying like, "I'm sorry that happened to you," but he didn't take any blame in it because then you
Exactly.
can't come back and
Exactly.
say, "Oh, you admitted to guilt or fault."
You admitted it. Yeah.
So he was very,
Ah,
very,
right.
very cautious in his wording of what happened to not say this is our fault because now if he had admitted guilt, they wouldn't have to change the law. They would just have to, somebody can say, "Hey, you admitted guilt, so we can sue you for it." So he was
Mm-hmm.
very,
Mm-hmm.
very cautious with
Oh,
his wording.
oh, okay, question. Now that you say that, do you think he
Absolutely.
was coached?
No,
Mm-mm.
absolutely, bro.
No. I don't. No.
Bro,
Well.
yes. Yes.
You
You better
okay.
believe that all those guys sat with their lawyers days in advance
Okay.
yeah,
Yes,
for
for
their
that. Okay.
responses.
I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah,
meant
yeah.
something else. I thought because it was Senator. It was not
It
Senator.
was Senator.
It was
Yeah, Howley,
Howley.
yeah.
It was Senator Howley. So Howley told him, "Why don't you apologize?" I think that shit was genuine. I think dude was trying to put him on the spot and was trying to make a. He probably never thought Zuckerberg would turn around and do what he did. He probably never
Mm-hmm.
thought that. He thought he was trying to embarrass him, and he was trying to
You could tell he wasn't ready for him to
try
actually
to
do
make
it
it.
because he had nothing else to say
Yeah, and he
afterwards.
turned around and do it. Now, again, it did not sound genuine, and I know why because he suffers from from
Asperger.
Asperger's syndrome. So it's not going to sound genuine. It's kind of hard for them to do that. So, like you guys were saying, this is something he probably sat down with his lawyer to talk about to do. So yes,
His
he was
team.
coach. I thought you guys were talking about. I thought you guys meant like, did he say did him and Hallie have some type of arrangement that he was going? Yeah, no.
Nah. I'm trying to fix because like you said, like it sounded very like generic, and
Of
it
course it
sounded
was.
like he had this already in
Of
his
course.
head, like he already knew
Yeah.
what to
He
say
knew how far to
when
go.
he was asked to, like,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, like we're doing our best. That's what he said at one point, and I was like, okay. But I was like, why would you put this man out on Front Street? I guess Meta and Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram is all the same company, and he has much more to gain, and much
That
more
dude
to
ain't. That
lose.
dude right now
You know?
sleeping like a fucking baby. He don't care about none of this shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I
Unknown
get it.
said.
Yeah,
Like Unknown said, bro. They in bed with these
I
motherfuckers,
didn't say
whether
that.
people
I
know
yeah.
it
didn't
or
say
not.
that. Strike that shit from the record.
like the man said.
Hey,
Like the man said. They in bed with these motherfuckers or not? That motherfucker right now laughing. Hey, did you see me on TV? How'd I do? I'm
He not
serious. That motherfucker is not
he
losing
not
no sleep over
laughing,
this
but
shit.
let's keep it a bean. In the last 10 years, this is probably the, I don't know, 9th or 10th hearing. You realize after
Yeah, he
these
been up
hearings
there a
they
lot,
don't do shit? Did you hear
and they
shit they was
not.
gonna do after this hearing?
And
All
that's my
right.
point. They haven't broken any laws, and whatever laws they make, same
There'll
shit is
never
gonna
be any
happen.
laws.
Because
You know why? Because as soon as we
yeah.
the law, we getting out of bed. We divorced.
Not only that, but then you have a lot of motherfuckers saying, wait, hold on. How can you make these laws and set up these guidelines for this? But you get all these little students getting killed in these schools by
Again,
so why can
you
you
can't
fix
sue
this
the
but you
gun
can't
lobby, you
fix
can't sue
this?
the gun manufacturer, but you can sue Facebook.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I was sitting there, like I
Exactly.
said, I've been arguing with people about this for a couple of days, and I'm in my was it low 40s. I'm talking to other people in their low 40s. I imagine y'all mid to low 40s too. And I'm sitting there talking to this guy like, my
mm-hmm.
kids need to be safe. Now, I got a 16-year-old, I got an 11-year-old. I'm like, man, when we got the internet, because we got the internet in our lifetime, right? That shit was the wild,
Mm-hmm.
wild west. What the fuck was y'all then? You talk about the same people who in office now. Half them old motherfuckers was office. Nigga, when we was in Black Planet and MySpace and in chat rooms, the shenanigans that was going on in chat rooms,
Oh
Jesus,
my
bro. I
God.
was a monster on
Oh,
generation
Black
one
Planet,
of the
bro.
internet was
yo,
way worse than
Bro.
Facebook.
like, look,
We
I was
Gen
a
well, let me say this.
monster
we
Let me say this.
if you in your
Like,
40s, you
look,
Gen 1
look,
internet. Gen 1 internet was a
bro.
man,
beast.
look.
That's when it was pure.
He said
Listen,
pure.
bro,
Let me
that's when
tell
the
you.
internet was
Look,
pure, bro.
look.
That's
You can scroll on Instagram for like hours, but you can be in the chat room for
days.
like all
Days.
day
Never
long,
log
just
out.
talking shit the
Never
whole
log out. Jump
time.
back in. They were like, oh,
The
you
whole
back. Like, never log
man,
out.
in in
like,
2000, in
like
year
you made 3 years
2000,
or
the
whatever.
internet was
It
pure,
was a,
bro. It was
it was a
goaded,
good
bro.
time.
It
Say
was
90,
It was a
goaded, bro.
good
But
time.
95
here's
to
the thing, we still had
99,
Yep,
the internet was a vicious time, my G.
bro. But here's the thing, you still
man,
don't have the stupid shit back then. You still don't have the stupid shit like you got now. People still had some type of decorum when they talk to each other back then, bro. Wasn't no
man.
like, yeah, you had trolls, but it
But what
wasn't
I'm
like
saying,
everybody's a
I'm not
fucking
saying it was a
troll. But
troll. Trolling and bullying wasn't a thing. I'm talking about fucking. I'm talking about pedos
yeah,
and
yes.
I got you. You was I ain't gonna put your business out, but
But
somebody used to be on the party line. But I was in them chat rooms. I met
I was
half
in
the
the bro.
people
I
I
had
knew
both.
on
I had
Chicago from the chat
bro,
rooms.
bro. I was on the
Chicago
PL.
singles. You
I
know
was
what
on
I'm
the
saying?
PL, bro. I was on the
It
PL.
crazy,
I
crazy
was
all
on Black
day.
Planet
Planet,
was the G.
Magenta, Black Voices.
Blackvoices.com.
I had all them
Man,
motherfuckers, bro. And I was in them
It's,
streets in a
it,
circle, bro. Like I
that
had
Gen
all
1
them
internet was
avenues,
a
bro.
beast. And them same senators that's sitting up there now, they give two shits about our asses in Gen 1. And now they want
Exactly.
to come after Facebook
Exactly.
because it's a place. It's a honestly, as quiet as it's kept, the only reason why the government is going after social media because they want to control more of it. That's it. We want to control more of it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
I'm not going to
Yep.
touch
Yep.
the Pfizer court, but I'll definitely come after
That's
Facebook. Get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with it. Like I said, it's in its infancy, and they gonna keep
They
trying to
know
pull it.
exactly
They
what
gonna
to do
keep
with it.
trying to pull it. And
I'm just going to leave it at that.
man, they don't.
It's how many billion people you think on of those 5 people that was in that room? Twitter, Snapchat, IG, Facebook. Who else was in there? Just say those 4. How many Discord and Discord.
Discord was there, wasn't it?
Discord.
How many billions?
Yep.
It's a lot of rank shit going on
Reddit.
Discord.
Reddit was there too.
It's a lot of Reddit was there too. Yeah.
Reddit was there.
Yep.
Can you
I
imagine?
like Reddit.
Reddit
I like
billions.
Wait. I know why you like Reddit.
Why?
Whatever. We can say the same thing about you. We can say the same thing about you.
I like
X,
Reddit,
bro.
But here's
X.
here's the thing, bro. I promise you, I didn't even know what Reddit was until this motherfucker right here. This motherfucker. Wait, let me get it over there. Like your ass, bro. Yeah, bro. No, bro. Mr. Unknown. Bro, you put me on Reddit. You and Ty put me on Reddit with the megas, bro. I didn't know what it was. And I'm going to Reddit and I'm like, bro, I went down a rabbit hole for like 3 weeks.
Reddit is a dangerous place.
Porn after porn site after video after mega after
Reddit
bro. I'm like,
dangerous place.
What was this? Y'all just telling me about this shit?
Man, I haven't. You know what? I haven't really got into that in Reddit.
Don't do it
on X. I get on X and I'm like, what the?
I told this man.
I'm like
I told this man.
I was like, is this a porn site?
Bro,
now?
told this man. I told this man a long time ago that Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, has the best porn out there, bro.
I don't know who you following.
I said, what the hell?
But see, you can't open your Twitter in public though.
Bro, I open that shit up.
Man, right.
You open your Twitter in public.
Say, like one time I opened up my Twitter and my wife was standing over my shoulder and I opened it up like, is this for real right now? Like it like straight up just booty clapping and all types of stuff. And I'm like, I can't. And then it's not like it's like somebody reposting something, and you're like, and then when you go in, you're like,
OnlyFans, bro.
Right,
they're trying to promote. They're trying to give you a little taste.
That's what.
So you can go over to the OF and spend some dollars.
Yup, that's what. And that's what I really hate about social media. Like you start following somebody for one aspect, and then they flip it on you to something else. And you're like,
how do you police that? How do you police when what happens when you following what was that, the spiritual warfare, and then they turn into TMZ, or when you following Mr. Beast and then he go OF. Yeah, you can't,
bro. No. Not only that, bro. My son came to me talking about he think the world flat. I'm like, what? The Earth is flat? He was like, yeah. Mr. Beast told me. I'm like, what? Mr. I thought he was forget. Why is he teaching the kids that the Earth is flat, bro? Like, it's crazy.
Because there's a lot of flat earthers out there. I got one of my buddies is one, and
he's like,
swear to God, up and down that is.
Okay.
No, he swore up and down. Right. He swore up and down that the Earth is flat, and I'm like, he has an answer for every question you give him. He has an answer for, and
that's how they are.
And you're like, I don't agree with that, but you do sound convinced.
No, that's the problem. You
can't put them on here with me. Put them on here with me, bro. I will. Bro, you talking to a person. Bro, I love all that shit out there, bro. I study that
penetrate
shit.
I had people I'm talking to about this social media. They telling me, I bet you don't even have kids. I bet you work for Facebook. I'm like, you can't penetrate the crazy. And that's the other part of the social media. You arguing the parents. And I asked her, I said, okay, so if you want to sue social media, all right, let my black ass kids get on social media and get bullied and then do something like one of these crazy things, one of these crazy shootings, or they self-delete or whatever. And I sue Facebook to the point where Facebook gets shut down. You know what you're going to do? You're going to hate me. You know why? Because you addicted to that shit too. You addicted to that shit too. And you
Hence the reason why he on there with
you would sue for somebody's kids, but you addicted to that shit too.
Yep. Those the algorithms, those are addictive.
They ain't addictive.
Like they purposely put that stuff in your face to make you stay on for longer.
About algorithms and AI like it's separate. Bro, AI been out for forever because algorithms been out for forever.
Yeah.
Algorithms been learning you for forever. Algorithms been asking you to point out the
Yep.
bus, and you've been clicking. It's a bus, and that's a bus, and that's a bus, and that's a bus, and that motherfucker just learning. You just teaching the computer how to learn. All them
Yep.
e-capture
Yep.
photos and
This is
all that
true,
shit, you just teaching that computer. And this computer been learning your
bro.
ass
Not even that.
for years.
Not even that. But as soon as I get off this damn podcast and I go on to Facebook, that shit heard me say some shit, and it's gonna give me an ad, bro. Bro,
Not how it works.
how does it work? What, bro? How? Explain this shit, then.
I'll
Explain it.
give you a crash course
Yep.
on this. And I explained this to my wife, and she got upset because I kept it from her for too long. She said, "Say I'm looking at some shit on my phone, and I come talk to you about it, and then you open up your phone, and now it's on your phone. You say, oh, they listen to me. That's not what happened. You know what really happened? I set my phone close to your phone, and these motherfuckers talking. They sending packets."
Bro, ain't nobody sitting close to me. There's a hair dye commercial. There's a hair dye commercial. What was we talking
Get
about
the
when we
fuck
first
out of
got
here.
on here? What was we talking about when we first
Just for
got
men.
up in this room? We were talking about Begin and Beijing and shit like that. But look at the ad, bro.
He trying to
Look at the ad, bro. That's a head. That's
don't
head
let
dye,
him
bro.
spin it. He been buying that shit.
Nah, bro, I ain't I'm buying this shit to paint my beard white.
No. So the phones send packets together. It's sent, like, even if you got Wi-Fi on your computer, it send packets on it. So basically, it's part of that. It's part of that initiative to keep you jacked in. Because if I'm thinking about buying something and you thinking about buying something, then if I'm talking to you about it and now it's on your phone, then maybe you about it and I don't. The same thing with cookies. If I'm looking at cookies on Facebook on my phone, and I also have Facebook on my computer, and I get on my computer, the same things I was looking at my phone may pop up on my computer because it's sharing data. All right. So
So
what I was
you
telling
saying
my wife,
these
I was
phones ain't
telling my
listening?
no, it's not listening, but I was telling my wife, I could tell you what my daughter's been looking at her phone if I put my phone next to her phone long enough, because it's gonna start sharing data. Now I'm gonna tell you how they got exposed about this shit. A couple of years ago, when C-19 was out, you remember when C-19 was saying, "Hey, I could tell you if somebody around you had COVID." That's how it was doing it, because once you registered on your phone starts sending packets to the other phones around it to let you know if somebody's been around you that is COVID positive, and your phone told you that. That's how it happens. So whether you know it or not, if that Bluetooth is on, it's sharing stuff around the people you with. Like I told my wife, I know when you ready to buy some shit when I started getting shoes and purses in my timeline, because you've been looking at shoes and purses. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Now,
100.
your
I just
average senator don't know that shit. Your average senator think the microphone's listening, and they get on the TV and they say shit, and the people at Facebook just laugh like, "Look at this fucking dancing monkey. He's an idiot." And they are idiots because they don't know shit about what they're talking about, but they want to pass a law or filibuster on the fucking hill about some shit that they don't know nothing about. Them motherfuckers are
Nothing about. They don't know nothing about.
but these are the people that's representing us. These are the people we put in office.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't get it. You talk about the senators and whatever. But these are the people. The senators are old and disconnected. But these are the
Well, you
people we
shouldn't be
keep
able to
picking.
be in office 65 over 65.
That's crazy,
At
bro.
65, I got
That's
to,
crazy. You shouldn't be on the Supreme
But
Court.
in
You
order,
shouldn't be. You should be doing
bro.
nothing that has to do with
it's,
public
Listening
service.
to Biden,
If you that old, bro.
in the last couple of
I'm gonna
weeks,
be
like
honest with you.
stumble over
Like
his words. Trump called one chick Nancy Pelosi.
Jesus
Like,
Christ. Exactly. Exactly.
every time they get loud,
But
they start showing their
this
age.
dude keeps saying he ran against Obama, bro. This
They,
dude said he keeps saying he
but
ran
the
against
thing
Obama.
is, our punk asses allow it, because we could come out and say, "Look, we ain't voting for neither one of y'all old motherfuckers," and that's it. Shut it down. But we gonna let that generation get us in another war. We're gonna let that generation keep us in poverty. We're gonna let that generation keep fucking us with Social Security so they can keep getting it, the biggest Ponzi scheme in the fucking world. We're gonna let that generation keep trying to hold on to power, and they gonna fuck us, and we ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it.
I'm just sick of it. I'm just like, in order for us to change that, Congress has to vote on it and has to vote it into law. And they the ones that we trying to, like even like the founding fathers, I don't think they even
That wasn't the intent. No.
anticipating, people being in office for 30, 40 years. Like, why are you in office for 30? Like, it should
Why
be
you so goddamn
Congress,
rich in
it should
office?
be like 2 terms. And
how you coming here a pauper and you leaving out here a billionaire? You saw that link I sent you, Paul. You see that link I sent you? Yeah. This one cat came up with this new AI, this new app, where basically he said, hey, if we can't beat them, join them. And basically what his app do is he tell you what stocks every senator just brought. And then say, hey, you go buy that.
Nancy Pelosi. Yep, I seen that. I seen that. He was like, all you do is just, it's like gambling. When you go to gambling, you see the dude at the table that's the hottest, that's getting it at the table. You start following that dude. You start following that dude because he hot. He gonna hit, so you gonna hit with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that's how that's the point of what they're doing. Like Nancy Pelosi, put her money up, put her money in what is it called? I forget what it's called.
She put her money into the
like
chip
October
bill before the chip bill came out.
And they the first ones to know what's going on, and they be on the boards of these companies and stuff like that, so they already know what's going on. So of course they're gonna put all in on that, and you just follow it. And if you know anything about like stocks and stuff like that, if you really want to make some money, you just got to go for the long play.
You gotta cheat. Yep. You gotta know what the fuck's going on. Like when Trump signed Kodak to make fucking COVID-19 vaccines. Kodak is cameras, but you don't remember that, man? Bro.
Yeah,
Kodak
and they went up
overnight. And all these people got rich that knew about it in his administration. When Kodak flipped overnight, when they announced that Kodak was gonna get contracts to make PPE or some shit like that. Kodak. And then when it popped a week later, all the dudes had already took their money out. So they just flipped their money, and everybody watched them do it. And what Congress gonna say when they do the same thing? Congress can't say nothing. They do the same thing.
In those cases, yes. Yeah. In those cases, because you gotta understand when you playing like that, like you put your money into like Amazon, right? You put your money into Amazon. Amazon ain't going there. You still buy from Amazon. You still buy from Amazon. You still watch Amazon. You know, all this stuff. Amazon is got their hand in everything, correct? So you invest in it. Same with Google. You still Google stuff, right? You still on Google. You still watch YouTube and stuff like that. So you put your money behind in YouTube. Like I took a risk in Netflix, right? When Netflix went way down, like it went all the way down, I think as far as like $160, right? And I was like, I just sat by on the sideline. I was like, you know what? I watch Netflix and ain't no streaming fucking with Netflix. Let's be honest. No streaming is fucking with Netflix. None. No Disney, no Amazon, none of that is fucking with Netflix. So I was like, you know what? Let me put my money into Netflix. 192. I bought in at $192. It is almost up to $600 now. And that's in a year. That's in 2022, May 2022. So almost 2 years. So I didn't like triple my money almost, right? It's about what you feel comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? Like what companies like Apple, Pepsi, Coke, these companies are long-lived companies. And you buy Coke, you drink Coke.
Saying,
everybody drinks Coke.
I hear what you're saying, but that's how we get it on the long end. I'm talking about they cheating.
They
out
are
here
cheating.
cheating.
No, see, so yes, you could get in, you could cheat like that too, but you got to know when so if Kodak, if you bought a Kodak at $6, right? You bought Kodak at $6, and it goes up to like $20, and like at that point you should end it, because now you done made your money over and over and over again, and it could possibly go up to
You don't want to
50,
risk it.
and you're thinking to yourself like, I should have stayed in, but in actuality, it started crashing back down. Now you're like trying to hurry up and sell it, because you don't want to lose your $6, because that's what you bought it in at. Right? That's what you bought it in. That's what I tell people. Like, it's like gambling. Like, you go into any casino. You take $100 into a casino, and you up. Now you didn't play the tables. You did all this stuff. Now you up $3,000. Right? Now you up 3,000. You walking around it like you big time. Then you go on the table. Now you lose it. You lose everything. How much money did you lose?
Yeah.
So
$100.
here's
$100.
how
That is
Kodak
it.
flipped. So Trump, they said the day before it happened, the CEO got 1.7 million shares the day before it happened, based on the understanding that something was going to happen.
Mm.
Then one day later, Trump announced a 765 million financing deal with Kodak for PPE. The stock went from $2.62 a share to $60 a share in one day.
Jesus. Ouch.
And everybody made money until
Now,
that
Everybody
deal
made money, huh?
got talked about,
The
fell
people dump.
through. They
Everybody gonna
dumped,
start dumping.
and they made a killing. They made a killing. They all made a fortune.
Hey, before we get out of here and I end this, it's funny. So how you brought up Amazon? Did y'all see the shit that everybody was putting on X today about the I don't know if it was a data center or the Amazon data center or something they got in Tijuana, big ass Amazon building, $1 million building, millions of dollars to build this building, but it was in the slums of Tijuana. Y'all didn't see that report?
What happened to it?
And then you got people in the comments talk about how it's they shouldn't do that, or how y'all got people out there living like that. Them are your workers and everything. And I'm pretty sure the majority of them people waiting on the Amazon package now. It's it's the hypocrisy, bro. But I just had to mention that, man. But we're gonna go ahead and get out of here.
So what's going on with this factory? I'm trying to find it now.
Do you see? Are you
I'm
seeing
seeing
it?
a lot of stuff.
Bro, I seen that shit like
are they calling
like
it
3 or
Amazon
4 times on
rainforest?
No, literally, you see a building, you see an Amazon building look nice and pristine and everything, but then you see like it's around a slum or like a shanty town, bro. Like it's like right next
It's
to a shanty
jobs, man.
town. Yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say that.
That's all
They
we
have
do
some
is send.
jobs.
That's all we do is
They
send
have
labor to
jobs.
other countries, so we don't have to pay people to do it here. It's jobs. Whatever.
Yeah. I just found the article funny because
Hopefully
Of course
they
they
pay them
won't.
a living
Of
wage,
course
though.
they won't.
Hopefully they pay them a living
They'll
wage.
pay them. They'll pay them a wage, and they'll probably pay them in U.S. dollars, and they'll make money off the conversion.
50 cents an hour, bro.
That's it.
Them motherfuckers is making 50 cents USD
but that's the problem.
an hour.
If it's USD, because that USD.
Oh yeah, it's gonna convert.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's gonna convert. But anyway, like I said, this segment has ran so long, bro. It's gonna be like a 3-hour podcast. Anyway, I want to thank Sahai for coming out. Unknown, thank you for coming out. Sahai, what's your social medias, bro? I got him again.
Oh man,
I got him again,
man. Why you give me? I'm gonna have. You know what? Next time I'm gonna write everything down.
G butter snaps, bro. G butter snaps. There you go.
Yeah,
There we
Gee
go.
butter snaps.
Gee
Gee
butter
butter
snaps on
snaps.
everything.
I think I got that for two
He
of
don't
my
know. He don't know.
for Instagram and in
I'll put it
for
under the
X.
screen again, bro.
Perfect.
Mr. Unknown, social
Keep
media,
your
bro.
kids off social media. There you go.
There we go. All right, we out. Peace.
All right, brother. Peace.
Want to thank the most known unknown and Sahai for just chopping it up with me, talking about that very interesting topic. And I'm pretty sure with all this, we're gonna be circling around back to that subject at some point later on. But now I have the Throw in the Towel team, the team from Throw in the Towel. You guys all know Cody. He's been on here multiple times. He's a huge part of the show. But his boy, so his podcast, and we just chop it up. We basically have a Throw in the Towel segment, a Throw in the Towel podcast on my shit, and I love it. It was great banter, great conversation. You'll see a lot more of them later, all of them. Pharaoh, Sean Ace O'Neal, Cody. We chopping it up about the NFL. So we pretty much was talking about the games that just passed last week. So we did this last week, well, before last week. So those results are already in, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Play this segment because it's more than that. We chop it up about some other things too. So let's get it. Yo, what is up? I am here with the Throw in the Towel podcast. Did I get that right? Throw in the towel?
Oh, yeah, big dog.
Sports podcast.
Throw the towel. Throw the towel. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So I've been listening to Cap the Great. And before I even get into anything, I'm sorry. I'm here with Sean Ace O'Neal, Cap the Great, King James the Pharaoh. We about to get into it, chop it up about some sports. I want to talk to y'all about what y'all got going on. I've been listening to Cap the Great run his mouth about Throw in the Towel for a few years now. So I'm going to let somebody else talk about it. Sean Ace O'Neal, tell me, how did this come together?
Actually, about coming up almost a year ago, Cap got a hold of me and was like, "Hey, man, I heard you have these ideas," and we actually did a show that's called Jello Suspense. That's on the Good Synergy platform. You can find.
I've seen it.
But Cap and King James the Pharaoh had the 3T's podcast already, and Cap and I tried doing some of our own things where we were doing Where the Parlay At, and had an additional sports talk show. And we said, you know what? Why not combine it? 3 heads are better than 2, and we've been having a lot of fun since we started doing this. I was happy they let me join that team.
All right. And King James the Pharaoh, man, how's the ride been, bro? Like, I heard you just left the game. You was at the Pacers game, bro.
I'm rolling high right now, fellas. I can't lie to y'all, man. Pacers beat up on the 76ers, man. They never trailed the whole game. I met Zaire Franklin, NFL leader in tackles, Colts, bang.
Horseshoe gang.
I'm rolling high right now, man. Not to mention I have my junior with me, man. It gets no better than that. Y'all know.
Definitely. So how'd you get wrapped up into this with Cap the Great?
Man, me and Cap go back like 4 flats on the Cadillac, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been down like forever, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been down forever, man. I got a little a good thing for you. So I gave Cap his first job, real job with a paycheck ever.
For real.
Statute of limitations. I actually gave him his first hustle too. Statute of limitations, but no, we
work.
Yeah. So we've been down. You know what I'm saying, knee high since the tree high, man. And one day we was sitting on the phone talking boxing, man, and it was like, man, there's got to be other people out there that want to hear this conversation, man. And Cap actually came up with the idea, like, man, why don't we just do a podcast, And I was kind of new to the podcast game, so I was kind of like, sure, whatever.
Let's do
it.
Right.
Yeah, and next thing you know, here we are, 3 years in, 3rd season, you know what I mean? Nice. And viewers is growing, man. So, it's just
that's what's
beautiful.
Up. That's what's
How
up.
about you? I gotta know how'd you get cracking, man? We gotta ask questions.
You know what? It was something. Me and my boys, we was talking about for a while. Me, my cousin, my guy Ty, my brother, some other people. We were just talking about it, like what we gonna do, how we gonna get in it, and we just jumped off the porch. I started it. Oh, well, me and my boy Ty, we started it, and he wanted to do something else. I brought some other people in, so I moved people in and out. My cousin, he does this with me from time to time. He's on a lot of segments and whatnot. So that's how I got in. That's how I got into it. And this is something I've said it before. This is therapeutic for me. Like I don't do this for the views. I don't do this.
Oh, I get that.
Facts.
I'm a very creative person, and I found out like I'm not the same person when I'm not creating. So I just wanted to create something. But thanks for the question, though, man.
Oh man, I had to know. I had to know, man. I'm pretty sure our fans gonna be watching too, and I'm pretty sure they was interested too, man.
Yeah.
I actually checked out your podcast a few times, man. I actually checked out your podcast a few times, and I'll be honest, I'm a fan. You guys be on some good points, man. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks, appreciate it. I've been up on y'all ever since I met Captain Crate. And I did an interview with Captain Great. He was so good on that interview. I was like, I got to get this dude in more often. So he on that first interview, he talked about throwing the towel. And what I want to ask is, because it's different now than what it was. I definitely see the growth, because before it was no cameras. It was just you guys talking. Now everything was no. Let me finish.
Everything. I love hearing that though. It's crazy.
Yeah. So before it was just conversation, and that's what a podcast is. So you guys were doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. See what we do now with the cameras and everything. This is like upgraded stuff.
Yeah,
this is not what most people are doing. So the conversation was engaging back then, but now I see, like I said, I see that growth. I see you've added Sean Ace O'Neal. I see I see better banter. I see more camaraderie with you guys, with you three, and it's just a much better show. Not that it was bad back then, but I like I said, I just see the growth.
Sure.
What led to that? How did you guys get to that? Now I'll kick it off with Captain Gray. How did y'all get into? How did y'all grow like that?
Well, I mean, like James said from the beginning, it started off just as you seen it. We was like, man, we just gonna go ahead and get on here and talk about it live instead of wasting the time on the phone. Like it was like we wasn't wasting time, but to be thinking like that, and then in the aspect of like, well, let's just put it on YouTube and see what happens. We just boom went off with it, and later on down the line, got to get in once I figured out how to get it to that live stream, and it was thanks to you. I always tell you that because I did the interviews with you, and I was like, hey man, what do you be? One day I just got off of one, and we was in the back room, and he liked to be like, because usually he like don't leave after the show. So, I'll be back there at just this particular time. Because every time I done left, right?
Yeah, we used to
so this time. So I this one particular time after, I was like, man, what you use, dude, to do this shit? Like I'm real interested. And he put me on game to StreamYard. I ain't looked back since then, and then once I got it, I hit James up instantly. I'm like, yo, I got it, dog. I'm like, my homie that I just did this interview with, he got his stuff. He been popping,
I watched that interview,
super
man.
solid. And he was like, he put me on to how he be doing the stuff, bro. I'm like, we ain't got to go on here and record it no more, and then make a video and try to match the work, like, because there was a lot of work I was doing, to try to get us to that point. And once I seen it and figured it out, I was like, oh yeah, it's on. And then Ace, bringing him in. You seen me bring him in on some whole other stuff. Like we was working together, more say like doing shows together. Like I was helping him build his content. And like you said, he hit me. Well, he posted one day like, man, I feel like I need to be doing something like this. And I'm like, bro, do it. I'm like, I don't see what the problem is. Man, exactly. And ever since then, he been with us.
He got a hold of me that night too.
Yeah, like instantly. Like as soon as I seen it, I was like, bro, I'm like, well, man, if you need somebody to tell you to do it, then let me be the first one. Because it's like in the sense of me and James already going, it was like I was effortless to it, you know. I'm like, I'm ready. Whatever the challenges is, I'm ready to take it on. And
Okay.
like you seen us building the shows together. Excuse me. You seen me and Ace have a show together. We'll build your
Mm-hmm.
squad.
Yep.
And gradually we got to figuring it out in the beginning. You know, you almost got to see a different side of me bantering. It's more so seeing me talking with James and I'm bantering with him. Like you got to see me with Ace and a different side of me was talking on different angles. And after that, I was like, man, what am I doing? I'm like, I got 2 sports shows. I'm working everybody too much, and I'm working myself too much. I'm like,
Let me tap in,
You had
Cap. Let
you
me
had a
tap in,
lot of
Cap.
show. You had a lot of shows going, bro. You were juggling a
Let,
lot, bro. You
let
had
me tap in. So, so real talk. So I see Cap on your show, right? And
mm-hmm.
he was like, that's the homie, man. He giving me all these jewels, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to do it the way we doing it, man. We finna step it up, right? So then we step it up, and we add the background, we add the video. First, we added the video. You know what I mean? And
mm-hmm,
I was like traveling and just doing it from my phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Cap was like, "Hey, and I'm doing this show with Ace Juice because I know Ace Juice. I've known Sean, for a couple years now, right? Like
Oh, yeah, like
about
15.
7, yeah, 7 to 12,
15
like
more than
somewhere around
that,
there. Probably 15,
yeah.
yeah,
long
yeah,
time.
Probably
yeah.
in the middle, split the baby. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. There
Yeah.
we go. So so I've known Ace for a while. So then he's like, man, I'm doing this show because we call him Ace Juice. He's like, I'm doing this show with Juice, man, and you should check it out. So I check it out, and then we bring him on a couple times, right? Just let's
Mm-hmm.
bring him on, see what it do. And they were already doing parlays, so it got to
Mm-hmm.
a point where I was like, if Cap gonna be serious about this, right? Because it was getting serious, right? Like we
Mm-hmm.
for real
Right.
about this now, right? So I said, okay, I'll get serious, and why don't we get some structure? So I'll start writing a
Right.
script, so that way we not just all over the place. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
We'll have a few points that we'll hit on, and then we can kind of freestyle in between the points. You know what I mean? And then I started writing up scripts like, let's just make sure that we hit these points, and then um it was like Cap was like, why don't we just bring Ace on? You know what I mean?
Right. Like, what are we
For
doing?
one, it brings a third person, so it gives another view on it. You know what I mean? And then for
Right.
two, it gives us a whole nother segment on where to parlay at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and parlays is sports. I mean, that's what you're betting on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it was
Exactly.
just that it just kind of like evolved, and
Yeah.
it was awesome, man. It was
That's
awesome.
what's up. That's what's up. All right. So I want to get. I brought y'all here for a reason, and I want to get into some sports. Now we got
Let's
some
get it.
pretty good fucking matchups coming up this Saturday. But
Ooh.
but by the time this episode airs, those games will be over. So I kind of want. I don't want to skip over these games, but I do kind of want to ask, who do you guys think are going to come out these games, and who you're going to see in the Super Bowl, and who's going to win the Super Bowl? I know we 3 weeks early. I know we some weeks early. We got the games this weekend, and we got the Super Bowl. But who do y'all
Mm-hmm.
expect to see in the Super Bowl, and who's coming out?
Sean.
Go ahead, Ace.
All right, so my predictions for this weekend. Honestly, I was really thinking it was going to be the Bills versus the Ravens. Shout out to Josh Allen; he played a hell of a game, but they just couldn't get it done. So, the Taylor Swift show runs into town. But I'll tell you right now that I don't think that they're gonna the Chiefs are gonna be able to do what they did against everybody else they played against the Ravens. The Ravens defense is legit.
No.
Lamar Jackson, I don't know if he's been named it or not, should be MVP this year. He's got it. You know what I mean? He is doing everything he needs to do. I'm taking the
Yeah.
Ravens over the Chiefs. I think it'll be a one-score game. I'd say 5 points if I was giving a spread on that. I'll take Ravens by 5. I think they can win by a touchdown. Going to the other side, the one thing that worries me about the Lions, and this is a stat that I heard the other day, a couple of episodes ago on our show, King James was talking about the Lions secondary being questionable. And I heard a stat that in the last 5 games, they have given up at least 140 yards to a single wide receiver in every matchup.
That's
Now,
big.
granted,
Fact.
Debo Samuel is a legit
That's big.
50-50. Debo is a legit 50-50 in this game. They said he's trending towards playing. I don't think Debo would be that guy anyways. I think it'd be Brandon Ayuk. I think George Kittle could eat. You're not stopping McCaffrey. Lions, I love you. As the lovable losers, the Browns fan that I am, I want to see y'all do it. I don't think you can. I think San Francisco wins by 10 or more in that game. I'm going Ravens, Niners in the Super Bowl. And
Sound like you're being a little biased.
I'm gonna go out and say it, man. Like as a Browns fan, I'm not a Ravens fan whatsoever, but that team is legit, top to bottom. They can run the ball. Mark Andrews might be back for him. They got a lot going there. Mark Andrews could have played last week. He was cleared to practice. So you had
It was all right. That boy Likely was out there getting busy.
Yeah, exactly. You got him and Likely. You got insert name here at running back makes it happen. You got Lamar, who still does whatever he wants to. Mm-hmm. I think that's a close game, but I'm going to go Ravens, your 2024 Super Bowl champions.
Ravens. Ooh. All right, Cap.
I don't even like saying it. Like, I want to go wash my mouth out saying it. I'm telling you.
You know what? I live in the DMV.
Ain't take that back.
I live in the DMV, and it is tons of. So you got your Commanders, you got your Ravens, and you still got a shitload of Cowboys fans for whatever reason. I hope me being a Chicago Bears fan, I hate people when they praising their teams, and I just gotta go through it. I gotta suffer through it because the Bears fucking suck. So I hope the fucking Ravens don't win. I fucking hope the Ravens.
I'm a Browns fan.
That's the last thing you want, huh?
I don't want to hear people close to me going crazy about their football team. I just don't. I'm a hater that way.
I can respect it.
Call it whatever you want.
Respect.
Call it whatever.
Nothing wrong with it.
Respect.
I don't want to hear that shit, bro.
Nothing wrong with it.
And I'll just go into so I'll just say this. I am weird when it comes to sports, and when you're talking about teams in your division. The Lions are in the NFC North with the Bears. For some reason, I do, unless it's the Packers, I do root for the team that
in that division. The reason why, because you can honestly say, well, the best team in football came out of this division, so this division probably is the best division. That's just the way I think. So I am rooting for the Lions to win, and like it's kind of like the Cubs, the lovable losers. This team a few years ago went 0-16. So what kind of that? I mean, that right there. I want to see and it's complete opposite of what you said, Ace. I want to see the Chiefs. I want to see the Chiefs, and I want to see the Lions, and I want to see the Lions win.
I'm ready for the Lions win. Just go away, Taylor Swift. That's all I care about.
Taylor Swift cannot win the Super Bowl. We can't have.
Please don't let Pat Mahomes do back to
Grammys and then a Super Bowl. We can't do it.
We cannot have Taylor Swift win the Super Bowl.
Turn into a shit show out there in the world. I'm telling you.
Cap, who do you got? Who do you got for this weekend? Who do you got in the Super Bowl? Who's winning the Super Bowl?
Man, I'm taking Ravens and Lions in the Super Bowl. My thoughts was the 49ers. But even though the Lions got that margin with letting people score on the wide receiver end, Deebo Samuel, which is their main man, is 50-50. Who knows if he's even going to play?
I doubt it.
So that means they got to get to work. And they got to come out going straight to work. Because I'll tell you one thing. Bro, these Lions is dog eat dog, like on both sides. Like, even though they showed something else that game playing against who they just beat? Packers.
Yeah. Was it the Packers? It wasn't.
No, it wasn't the Packers. It was the Packers. Yeah, because the Packers beat Dallas.
Right.
Yeah. So, dude, they came back, bro.
The Niners beat the Packers.
Before the second half
beat the Packers.
Yeah, no, they just
Tampa Bay.
Lions just
Tampa
beat the
Bay.
Bucs.
They beat
Yeah,
Tampa
that's right.
Bay. It was
Tampa
Tampa Bay.
Bay.
It was
Yeah,
Tampa
Tampa
Bay.
Baker
Bay.
Mayfield.
We all wrong, bro.
Yeah, no, they just
Everybody
beat
wrong.
Baker. I got you.
Baker
on.
Mayfield.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, he got rid of him so crazy. It didn't make no. And when they did the Icewood blade dance in the end zone, that was it.
That's when they knew they fucked up.
That was it. That was it.
That was it.
I
So
mean,
who
you
got?
can't. I'm going Detroit, Baltimore.
Who you got winning
I'm
that?
going Detroit, Baltimore, and
Yeah,
I'm
who you got
going. I'm
winning?
definitely going Baltimore winning, bro.
I hope not.
I can't
I
even.
don't like it like you don't like it. That's cool. Come on, man.
I don't like it because my team ain't in nothing. So I mean, I don't
Facts.
give a shit about none of them.
Right.
You understand? My horseshoe gang ain't in the mix, but I'm supporting that side of the tracks, you know. And Lamar Jackson just being a player fan. Outside of that, I feel like this kind of his time, you know. Pat Mahomes, I don't believe too much into his team that he got. I don't even know how this man do it. He like Steph Curry, bro. It's like just when you think he done ran out, he come out and shoot 5 threes and then they win the game by 7. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know if he can keep doing that with the team that he got. Pacheco gonna have to run his little heart out.
We gonna see. We
That's
definitely
all.
gonna see.
That's how I see that. Pacheco gonna have to run his little heart out if he gonna get to that point again.
Someone the other day on a show I was listening to said Pacheco runs like a toddler. You're trying to put the
I saw that.
Yeah, I was dying, man.
Somebody said he run like he eat grass.
I'm telling you.
I like that one.
Hey, he be getting busy, bro. But
Man,
at the same time, that Baltimore defense is something else.
Right.
And no matter how you look at it, no matter how you kick it, whoever meet them, they gonna have a hard pill to swallow that day.
Gotcha. King James, hit me with it, bro. Who you got? Who you got this weekend? And who you got coming out of the Super Bowl?
So I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I got to keep it 100. So my heart wants to see Lamar Jackson win it all. Okay, I'm just being 100. That's what my heart wants, right? That's what my heart wants. But in this game, you don't think with your heart, right? You got to think with your mind, and I got to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna start over in the NFC. I'm gonna start over in the NFC. Okay, and over in the NFC, you got the San Francisco against the Lions, right? Now, I would love for the Lions to win this one, but I think this one all boils down to which Brock Purdy shows up. Okay, so with Brock Purdy that threw 3, 4, 5 interceptions shows up, that's not gonna happen. However, the problem is this, right? So Brock Purdy actually threw 2 interceptions last week, but they dropped them both, correct? Right? Green Bay dropped both those interceptions. The Buccaneers.
No,
right?
Buccaneers did.
No, you had it right.
Right?
It was Green Bay.
No, it was Green Bay. It was Green Bay.
The Lions played Green Bay?
No, Lions played Tampa Bay and
San Francisco played San Francisco, right? San Francisco played Green Bay. Green Bay dropped both. They dropped both of those interceptions that Brock Purdy actually threw directly to those guys, right? So if that Brock Purdy shows up and throws those interceptions, right, it's going to be a long night. My problem is this, right? And I got to stay with facts. Y'all know me. I go with these facts. I pull out the numbers, right? And when you look at what's going on here, San Francisco and the Lions lost every game they lost this year, except for who was it that they didn't? They lost to Seattle in the fourth quarter in overtime, right? Then they turned around and they lost the Ravens, right? The Ravens is the only team they didn't lose in the fourth quarter. So every game that they lost, even against your Bears, right? Even against your Bears, they lost that game in the fourth quarter, right? Yep. They had the lead. They got to the fourth quarter. Justin Fields looked like he never looked before, right? And they pulled that game off, right? But every game the Lions have lost was in the fourth quarter. That don't sit well with me when you have one of the worst secondaries, right? When you have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL, and then you playing one of the most high-powered offenses in the NFL, right? And you've been giving up the fourth quarter. Even this last game that they just had, they damn near gave up the lead in the fourth quarter. They were able to overcome that and win. The problem with that is when you playing against San Francisco, that's been here before, that's ready to take that next step, that's ready to win it all.
Hungry.
I got to go San Francisco, right?
Okay.
I'm taking the points with the Lions, right? Because that's on my betting. I'm taking the points with the Lions because they like to lose in the fourth quarter, so that means it'll be a close game. So I'm taking the points with the Lions. However, I don't think that they're riding off of that. We haven't won, right? They riding off of that high, right? They're riding off of that, and I think it's about time for that to run out. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, Coke. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Let's go. Yeah. Then when it wear out, it wears off. Right?
Let me go to sleep for 2 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? Man. And it's about time, woo, for it to wear off. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so I gotta go San Francisco.
On that high.
They on that high, and that high finna come down when you run into one of the most high-powered offenses in the NFL and the second best defense in the playoffs right now. Okay. Now I'm gonna go over to the other side on the AFC, and I told you where my heart was at, but my head is telling me this, right? You said it, Cap. You said it. You running into Steph Curry and the Warriors that have been there 1,000 times, bro. You get what I'm saying?
You just never know with this guy. You never know.
I like Lamar Jackson, but think about it, fellas. Who has the best defense left in the playoffs right now? Ravens. Kansas City. No. Go look at them numbers. Go look at them numbers, big dog.
I don't know.
You think Kansas City has better defense than Baltimore?
Listen. Hear me out.
Baltimore got the best defense, bro.
Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. The eye test is what's telling y'all that. But when you look at the numbers, go pull the numbers up. I know Sean's good at that. Go pull them numbers up.
I already got the window open. Don't worry.
See, go pull the numbers up, right? The better defense, the best secondaries left in the playoffs right now, the best secondaries.
Is that rushing defense or pass defense?
Secondaries, passing.
You talking about the secondary? Right? You talking about pass?
Okay. Is over there in Kansas City, right? They have the best defense. That's their defense is actually in the playoffs is better than San Francisco's right now.
Don't they got Marcus Peters still?
They got the best defense right now through the numbers, through the stats, right? So the problem you run into is this experience, right? And I love Lamar Jackson, but he don't have the weapons to me, right? The better team is Kansas City. The better defense is Kansas City. And
can I give you one quick stat real quick?
Yeah, do that.
In the postseason so far, on average, the Baltimore Ravens defense has given up 213 yards. The Chiefs have given up 316 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Wide margin.
You don't give up 100.
Is this total defense? Or
that's total. That's total yards. That's total.
That's yards per game.
Yards per game.
Okay. What's the passing yards given up?
Let me see if I can find that.
While you look for that, this is where I'm going with it. Right? This is where I'm going with it. This is something that we've seen 1,000 times, right? And when your leading rusher is also your quarterback, right? And I hate to say it, but when your leading rusher is also your quarterback, we seen what happened with Mike Vick, right? You don't get that ring, dog. If your leading rusher,
this far though,
bro, when your leading rusher is your quarterback,
no disrespect.
You know what I'm saying? Who? Vic with the Eagles. With the Eagles, they got to the championship, the AFC championship. They just didn't get to the Super Bowl. Right? So look.
That's two
when
different systems.
that's
too.
running game, and you running into Kansas City.
I mean, Philly wouldn't too
But
smart
we're
on
not
hitting
talking
it on
about
the nail.
we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. I'm just saying, right? When that's your leading rusher, it's
I
hard for
get
me
what
to
you're
put my
saying.
faith in that, right? And then you got an offense that's clicking, right? And they just find a way to win the game. Not to mention they got old ice mustache, snotty nose mustache for a coach, dog. And
My man had a
this
nice
guy,
mustache.
yeah, ice mustache. This guy comes out of halftime, dog, and they be like a whole different team, bro. They could be down 21, and they come out of halftime, and for somehow they run the game by 3 points, right?
Was he saying he
So,
back there icing his mustache?
so I gotta go Kansas City from the experience, from the running game, right? And they got that guy that I like him, but I don't like his girlfriend, right? They got him. And dog, there's nobody on the defense.
One of the greatest.
Yeah, there's nobody that's gonna stop Kelsey, right? And as long as now, this is it. If that defense can get to Mahomie, if the defense can get to Mahomie and put the pressure on him for 4 quarters, then I can see Baltimore winning it. But me personally, you're not gonna like it when I say this. I got a blowout. I got a 14 plus. I got a 14 plus win, Kansas City. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just telling you from what I believe and what I've seen. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Ace, no disrespect, but I don't see the NFL letting a brother like that win the Super Bowl, man. I just when the last time we seen a dark-skinned brother in the Super Bowl?
Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb, bro.
No,
Exactly.
but you. So I was looking up.
I thought we was supposed to be brothers.
I was looking up some stats when you were talking about that. You're talking about you're talking about the Chiefs' passing defense, right?
Right.
So the Chiefs have had 2 games in the postseason so far. Ravens have only had 1 because they had the bye week. You're looking at the number 1 wide receiver. The Chiefs held Tyreek Hill to 5 for 62 and 1 touchdown, but 53 of those was on 1 play. They held Stephon Diggs to 3 for 21, nothing else. The Ravens in their 1 game let Nico Collins go 5 for 68 with nothing else. But if you're looking at like defensively, passing wise, they're both looking pretty equal right now.
Bro, those secondaries jam the hell out you, dog. That's all it takes. They jam the hell out you. And if they jamming them receivers, look what they did to Tyreek Hill. He said it himself. They jammed me to Cancun. That was his Instagram post.
Yep.
They jammed me to Cancun. Dog, those secondaries are at the line, right? So now you got Lamar Jackson back there, and he's trying to, but they can't get open. Now he's using his legs. Now he's trying to buy time. Bro, that's not gonna beat them, right?
And see, we talked about this before that Lamar, when he's in the pocket now, looks like he 2 seasons ago he was all right. Look, nothing's open. I'm taking off.
Go.
Now it seems like sometimes he does spend a little too much time looking and not enough time
instead of running.
Reflexes. Yeah,
and if
because he's trying to create the play.
Yeah,
and if they
trying to keep the play alive,
he needs to realize he is the play at that point in time. You know.
Right. After that 5 times, after that 5 on 1,000, you the play.
Mahomes is better than Lamar at. Granted.
So if they jamming them receivers like they did, he's gonna have a hard time, right? And I just see Kansas City moving downfield by the middle of the second quarter. You know what I'm saying? Pacheco, but you know me, Chopper Style, Pacheco, whatever his name is, right? He running like he got some new shoes, like he's just trying on them new shoes, bro. And I got his blowout.
The new shoes on.
So I got Kansas City and San Francisco.
In San Francisco, who you got in the who you got coming out of?
Who you got taking in the Super Bowl? KC.
I hate to say it, dog, but Patrick Mahomes.
you got Steph Curry.
Who you say? Who you say?
Patrick Mahomes, dog.
So Patrick Mahomes is about to get another Super Bowl, huh?
I hate it too, dog. I hate it too,
man.
dog. But like, I mean, I didn't want to see Steph Curry win it again, but he did when he did. You know what I mean?
We ain't even gonna talk about. We ain't even gonna
That
talk
don't make me
about
too
Steph
mad.
Curry.
I actually like Mahomes. Like that don't make me too mad, man.
I mean, I'm not mad. I just don't want to see Taylor Swift no more. I just don't want to see Taylor Swift no more. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to see Taylor Swift no more.
You know what? You got a
Oh,
point there.
man.
You got a point there, bro. That you know what? I'm flipping the whole script, bro. I don't.
He puts ketchup on steak. That's all you need to know about Pat Mahomes.
Wait, he puts ketchup on steak.
He puts ketchup on steak. That's a fact.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's
They
documented.
gotta get out. They gotta get out of here.
You know what, man?
They gotta get out of here. They gotta get out of here, man.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But you know what, you guys, I really appreciate y'all coming on. Like I said, I just want to kick it with y'all a little bit. Talk some football. Get y'all in here, and I'm gonna need y'all to come back in here, man. I'm gonna need y'all to come back in here. Maybe like after the Super Bowl, we can come in here and chop it up.
That's
see how our predictions came, see whose predictions came to fruition. But definitely appreciate y'all coming in here.
Only if you come on Throw the Towel Sports Podcast.
Haven't I? Didn't I? Wait, have I been?
No,
that
you
was
didn't.
Good
You was
Synergy.
in the comments. You was on Good Synergy.
I was in good. I've came on Good Synergy, and there was
Good
another
Synergy,
one I came on.
yeah.
But
You
yeah,
was on
but
Good
and we'll throw some baseball in there because I know
we
that's
do
your
baseball.
thing.
We do wrestling. I'm probably gonna have
Wrestling,
Sean.
too.
I'm down for
Sean,
some wrestling. Yeah, we can do that.
yeah,
Royal
Sean, I'm
Rumble's
gonna
this
have you in
Saturday.
here, man. I did a little wrestling segment on the podcast that's dropping tomorrow. Royal Rumble preview, and we talked a little bit about the road to WrestleMania. So I'm definitely gonna want to hear your take on that. So I'm gonna have you back. But man, if anybody want to jump in, I don't care, bro. I need bodies. I need people up in here. Pause. I need people in the podcast that you know that love that conversation. So if you want to jump in, just let me know. More than welcome to bring any one of y'all in. But I want to thank you guys for popping in, showing up, doing what y'all do. And I love this, man, because it was just like I was watching y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that, man. And I love that, man. I'm glad to be a part of it. I felt like I was on y'all show, and I love that shit, bro. For real.
I appreciate you having us, man. For real,
man. Thank you for having us on.
For a while now, it's awesome to be able to work with you, man. It
was great to finally be on here.
Yeah,
straight up.
Yep. Sean, King James, Cap. You know, you always, Cap a regular. You know, he always on here. But thank y'all for coming.
I'm always at the bar waiting on my shot. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
It's not gonna be the last time y'all be in here, man. But peace to all y'all, and shit.
Same to you,
we'll
brother.
See y'all again, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you
already.
Peace. All right, so this is somewhat of a continuation from that Throwing the Towel podcast. I pulled Sean Ace O'Neal to chop it up with me. We're talking about wrestling, but we're not talking about wrestling on what's kind of going on in the ring, more so what's going on in the business of wrestling. It seems like three things hit like really quick and around the same time. It was a huge, like 2 days of wrestling. You had The Rock joining TKO. You had the Vince McMahon scandal, and you had the Netflix deal with WWE, where Raw's coming to Raw's coming to Netflix. So gonna get into that, and let's go. Yo, what is up? I am here with Sean Ace O'Neal. You probably so we just got out of an interview with Sean, King James, and Cap the Great. And now I pulled Sean out of there. Now we coming in here. We about to talk a little wrestling, but not like so much of the in-ring part of wrestling. We just had this week, or it's been about 7 days, so it's been about a week. We had a lot of huge news kind of on the business side of WWE and the business side of pro wrestling. And I don't even know where to start because like everything was huge. But we'll start with the Netflix deal. So it's looking like in 2025, Monday Night Raw will be exclusively on Netflix, ending WWE Raws was 30 years of linear television. Now they go into a streaming platform.
Yeah, it's been
You
on
will be,
it's been on USA or Spike or something for as long as I can remember.
man. I remember it being on TNN. I remember it being on Spike for sure. I want to say it was on. Was it ever on FX or anything like that?
It might have been like at the
No,
yeah,
it was Spike. That was Spike.
because
It was
Spike turned into
TNN.
FX or something, right? Like
It was TNN. Spike. It was on Sci-Fi. I think.
Sci-Fi. Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
Something was on Sci-Fi, whether it was SmackDown or Raw. One of them was on Sci-Fi. I remember that. So
yeah.
they moved around a little bit, but it was consistently on USA. So now we're getting it on Netflix starting in 2025. Might even be a little bit earlier. I've been hearing some reports that their deal ends in like October or the end of 2024 on USA. So I don't know how they're going to handle that. But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about the deal?
Honestly, I was going over the details and everything of it. I think it's a win-win for both parties. I think that this is where we are moving with sports entertainment. You've
Mm-hmm.
already seen, Thursday Night Football on
Yep.
Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Um,
Peacock,
WWE
the Peacock network had some playoff games.
Yeah,
So yeah.
they were showing other stuff on Paramount Plus, which is
Mhm.
CBS owned or whatever.
Yep.
I like the move. I think it's smart for both parties. I think that like I said, I think this is where we're moving, and you might as well get ahead of the curve and see if it works.
Right.
I also think that it'll be entertaining to see what comes of this. With I know like when WWE Network, I used to pay like $9.99 a month or something for that,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
that's where all the pay-per-views were live. And then they
Right.
got bought out. And then everything moved to Peacock.
Right.
All their archival footage, everything like moved to Peacock.
Yes.
And for ever since then, I was an OG, so I got grandfathered in. Peacock was only $5.99 a month for me. And
Yeah.
I've been able to watch all these pay-per-views and everything else over the last couple of years. So I think it'll be interesting as somebody that also has a Netflix subscription to see where Netflix takes this. Are you going to add a premium service for all this WWE stuff? Or are you just making that available
I
to
hope not.
everybody
I
worldwide?
hope they don't do that shit. I really hope they don't do that.
See, they're business people. That's one thing that
Yeah.
I was wondering about when I saw this whole deal go through. I'm wondering if
Netflix
you're going to
Premium. You
charge.
got to get the Netflix Premium.
Well, yeah, like so like I did a little bit of research, right? Like, hold on, where's it at? Netflix worldwide has 247.15 million paid subscribers.
Mhm.
For WWE, that is a gangster move because you're just reaching whatever you reach in whatever regional markets. If you're going to be live on Netflix now to 247 plus growing daily
Mhm.
subscribers, that's a huge move. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's awesome.
Right. And WWE is reaching out to other countries. They got deals with Saudi, Australia. They're going to be in Berlin. They're going to be they're going to be all over the place this year in 2024 and 2025. What better way to get people to look at your product? Because I don't know how they were watching this stuff before, but if now it's like a one-stop shop WWE in Europe, because
Yeah.
everything's going over there. SmackDown, the whole library. If you're out of USA, Canada, you're going to be privy to. You're going to have that huge vast library that WWE has. So, I mean, it's a big move, man. That is a big move. A $5 billion deal for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's just a really, really big move. Because it's like Monday Night Raw has always, like we just said it, has always been kind of synonymous with USA.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to actually Netflix to pull them away from that, I mean, that's huge deal. What do you expect? Do you expect any programming changes or anything like that in the product?
I can tell you there's a couple things that I'm optimistic about, but I'm not sure
Mhm.
if they'll happen or not. So basically, when WWE went to mainstream TV like Fox and
Mhm.
NBC owned channels,
Mhm.
they went down to what, PG content. Is
Mhm.
Netflix going to give you a little bit more room to run there? Are we going to be able to
I
go
don't think
back
so. I
to
don't think
Attitude
so.
Area PG
Mm-mm.
13
I
days?
don't think we're getting that. I don't think we're getting that because it's still a family content show.
Okay.
They don't want to lose that. How many people would you lose if you just switch gears like that and
And really,
try to
all it
get
would
a
be is
little
just
bit more edgy?
a little bit more swearing, a little bit extra
You
stuff.
might get a little bit of that, but it's
Yeah.
still a family show. It's still a family oriented product.
So you're saying you're
And
targeting
you're not
a
gonna
larger audience than your average.
sacrifice. Yeah, you're not gonna sacrifice. You're not gonna sacrifice trying to get a little bit more edgier, but you already got this legit fan base. You're not gonna sacrifice
Yeah.
that fan base to go get a little edgier. You don't know what the outcome financially or viewership wise would be. You don't know what that impact would be. So I
Yeah,
think
I
they're
did.
gonna pretty. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I did see that Netflix cut a little deal in that, though. If you happen to see that, Netflix has an opt-out clause after 5 years.
Hmm.
So if things just aren't going Netflix's way, they have an opt-out clause where they can get out of there. They also have the right to extend it another 10 years if it's going the way they want it to.
That's huge. That's huge.
So
So you're talking
basically,
about a 20-year near Netflix deal, possibly. That's huge.
yeah, exactly. But the way they have it structured is Netflix looks like, so this 5 billion or whatever, over 10 years, it's actually starting off at like 385 million, whatever, like year one. I think they said over between years 1 and 3, they're expecting like a 40% growth of viewership worldwide with this. So they're expecting WWE on their platform to take off higher, just soar higher than it's ever soared before in its life. And like, those are pretty big shoes to fill, but they're smart there with that 5-year opt-out contract, like
Yeah.
if it's not working, then it's not working. But I like what Netflix did there to, I've always been told CYA, cover your ass. I think they did that.
Yep. It seems like a really good deal for both parties, WWE and Netflix. I'm gonna tell you what I'm a little bit excited about. Watching Monday Night Raw, it's a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
And I can and everybody will tell you that's a drag, man. Trying to, I still haven't seen the the Monday Night Raw was last night. I still haven't seen the main event because it's just such a long show to get through. You're talking about investing 3 hours of your Monday night to a TV program, which is, shit, the Avengers, the Avengers movies damn near that long. So
you're watching Lord of the Rings on a Monday night. Yeah,
exactly. Now that's something USA wanted. USA wanted those 3 hours. WWE did not want those 3 hours. So now with the Netflix deal, you're able to get a 2-hour show. You might not be interrupted by commercials. So now
I'm curious to see where that goes in particular.
Yeah, you get to utilize that same talent. You get to utilize that same talent that you've been using 3 hours for, but now you get to condense it to 2 hours. That's huge. That's an easier watch. And it's more digestible, man. People could digest that pretty simple. Like I could tell you, I watch a 3-hour show and then most of the stuff I'd have forgot, So
see, like I used to, I work nights, so I never get to watch it live.
Mm-hmm.
What I did is just to kind of catch up. I feel bad about it, and I was a huge wrestling fan. There's matches like on Monday Night Raw. I'm like, all right, this doesn't mean anything. I'll fast forward through an entire match just to get to storyline and dialogue that's going to mean something moving forward. And, just kind of paid more attention to that just because, it's crunch time. I don't have the 3 hours like you were talking about. But I did see that WWE's, since its announcement, has lost some sponsorship deals. So I'm kind of wondering how that might affect things too, because Netflix, I know they've done like a live concert. I think Chappelle did like a live Netflix show or something.
Yeah.
They're not really
I think Chris Rock did. Chris
Rock did. Okay. Yeah. They're not known for streaming anything live. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. You know what I mean?
It's a new era, man. It's a new era. They're going to, so what I also know what Netflix did, they're trying to get away from these Netflix produced movies and they're just going to start getting more. So I think they're kind of turning the tide on some of their content and a lot of stuff they have. Netflix is. So looking forward to seeing that as well. A lot of those Netflix movies ain't really all that good.
Yeah, Adam Sandler doesn't need to be putting out 4 movies a year.
Exactly. Yeah. Go chill, Adam. But you had mentioned they're losing sponsorships, and one of the reasons. Well, you know what? I'll save that for the back end. The whole Vince McMahon fiasco that's
Yeah.
going
Okay.
on with
Yeah.
all these
This all
allegations.
kind of flows together pretty well.
Yeah, but I do want to talk about The Rock being appointed to not appointed, being picked up by TKO to be a part of the board. How do you feel about that?
I think that's a terrific move. And I think that also plays into something that we'll be touching on here in a little bit. You're looking at a guy like The Rock. I mean, he's accomplished numerous things in life. I mean, he owns what that Termana tequila, Zoa energy drink. He has a sponsorship with Under Armour. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
$7 Productions.
$7 Productions. Yep.
He's
Mm-hmm.
got. I didn't know this. He was a secret investor in Acorns, which is basically a site where you
Yeah.
can
Yep.
invest for in your child's future. Like The
Mm-hmm.
Rock is a stand-up dude. He's a killer when it comes to business. I think that is an awesome move. I think you got a rock star there at TKO now. I think it's mainly though because of his image. You got people out there that would vote for Dwayne The Rock Johnson for
For
president
president.
tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
And you're getting,
Mm-hmm.
and whose spot is he taking? Someone that's just been riddled in controversy for the last 3 or 4 years now.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, huge deal. And what I'm excited for about this is I don't expect all the execs and what's his name? Erie. I can't think of this guy's name. Who owns TKO? It's Erie Serrani or what's his name?
Let me see if I got.
I forget his name. I don't expect them to understand everything about the business of pro wrestling.
The president is Mark Shapiro.
Yes, Mark Shapiro. It's another guy that's on the board. I can't think of his name right now. I get a lot of these names mixed up. I want to say Erie Sharani or something like that. I don't know. What I'm excited for, you got a person on the board that actually understands the business of wrestling.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he grew up in it.
So Rock, his father, his grandfather, his grandmother ran a promotion. So, once High Chief Peter Maivia passed away, The Rock's grandmother was running that. So you have a person that understands the business sitting on the board of WWE. If WWE needs something, and this is what Triple H said in the press conference after Royal Rumble, if WWE needs something, Triple H can, I'm pretty sure he's writing The Rock's phone and Triple H is writing his phone. It is just one call. If I need something, who can communicate to the board better than The Rock? So that's pretty cool. That's definitely pretty cool, and that could only be a plus for WWE.
Yeah, you have a great spokesman for the company now.
Yes.
One thing that I do wonder though is that when they signed all this deal with TKO a while back, Vince McMahon owned 16.4% of the TKO, and he had 16.4% of the voting on the board. Is The Rock taking over his 16.4%? Like, is he his proxy now? Do we know that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
No,
that's
I
just something I
haven't
looked
heard
up.
of that.
That could be something. Is he now speaking on behalf of them?
I want to know if TKO secretly just bought Vince out.
It would be a smart move.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, and we can get right into that. We talked about The Rock. We talked about the Netflix deal. Let's get into this Vince McMahon. We don't have to go deep into this because a lot of this shit is disgusting. Him boo-booing on girls' heads and shit like that. I mean, we don't
the dildo stories. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Jesus Christ, man. What the
man?
And here's the funny thing. We all knew Vince was a fucking freak, bro. We all knew.
Yeah.
We
Nobody
knew
has
he
more
was a
skeletons
freak.
in his closet than Vince McMahon.
But now these skeletons are coming out. And it's like, bro, did I really need to hear that this dude got a fetish for black dicks? Like, this dude is wild, bro. Like, we don't even have to speak on it, bro. It's just so out the box. But I do want to talk about Vince McMahon in the sense that this is something he created. He put wrestling on the main, he made it mainstream. He legit made wrestling mainstream. and now you see the fall from grace. Like it's nothing new. We all knew Vince was a creep. It was a dirtbag. We just didn't know the details.
It's
The devil,
rich folks in general, man. They got
yeah,
enough money that they feel like they can do whatever they want to.
yep,
That's a historical fact. You know what I mean? Like that goes back way back in time.
right.
If you're rich and you got that power, you feel like you're untouchable until something like this happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And honestly, like one thing I didn't really realize looking into this is the same girl from a couple years ago that filed the original lawsuit that got John Laurinaitis fired from WWE. He was giving her hush money under the table, and this is why Vince stepped away for quite a period of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all this is coming back out again, and from what I'm seeing, it's because they quit paying her after she signed that NDA. So basically, they were like, "Oh yeah, thanks, good try." And then now they're trying to screw her over. So she's like, "All right,
Bro.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how the legal system works, but now she's putting out the real dirt and these just absolutely disgusting, text messages." And
What's wrong with this man, bro? Like,
it
what
seemed like
the
I had
hell?
a couple. Now I've been reading all these threads and everything. They're like, "Oh, it's just a cash grab. It's just this." No,
If
I
that's
do
really
not.
him in them text messages, and
See,
again,
that's another thing.
I do want to put out before you say anything. I do have to make this disclaimer. These are allegations. These are
Yes,
these
absolutely.
are these are allegations. I mean, it looks pretty fucking bad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But
yeah,
I do want to state these are allegations. But jeez, man, I done sent some pretty fucked up shit to women, some freaky ass shit. This motherfucker, bro. Damn.
but see, all right, like I don't want to get canceled over this. I'm somebody that is able to see things from all sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, is Vince McMahon an absolute pervert? 100%. Do I think that he's been doing some shady shit over the years to people? 100%. From the story, he's been grooming her. She was down and out, had just lost her parents, and he's basically casting couched her. You know what I mean? It was like, hey,
Pimping her out, bro.
you want a
Pimping out.
job, you know what I mean? Like, this is what you got to do. And, she's down on her luck at that point in time. And she's like, well, fuck, I mean, if that's what I got to do to make it.
Bro, pimping her
But the
out.
one thing, the
You
one
talk
thing
about
he said,
sexual trafficking and shit. Like,
he was trying to pimp her out to Brock Lesnar.
God.
But
Jesus Christ.
one thing, like, so I don't know, like, if what I see on like, like Ringside News or any of these things are actually the real text messages. I will play devil's advocate here though and say if these are real text messages, it doesn't sound like Vince McMahon is 78 years old, right? My dad's
I know what you're saying.
my
Yeah,
dad's
some of the
about 15
jargon.
years younger than Vince McMahon, and my dad does not use the lingo that is used in these text messages.
Yeah, see, that's
I'm
where
37. I don't use some of these shortcuts in these texts that I'm seeing here.
that's
So
why
are these real text? You know what I mean?
I looked at it sideways. I looked at it sideways when I saw him putting in. Well, when I saw the word "you," YOU, just a U. I'm like,
Yeah.
would Vince McMahon, who's 80 years old, really write that like that? Even at that time, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But like I said, this shit looks really bad. This shit looks really fucking bad. And you
Oh,
talking about like something that I love is pro wrestling, and I've loved it since I was a kid. And Vince McMahon has always been, the leader of that, who brought wrestling to the forefront. What a fall from grace. I mean, you forced to step down off the board. You're forced out. You got to come. You come back. All this stuff. And I think it's weird because I think his kids knew this shit was coming.
Oh, see, yeah. There's a story that just came out. According to this, the main reason Vince and Shane had a fallout was over the last few decades, and Shane wanting to not be like Vince is what I'm reading right
Yes,
here.
yeah, I saw that.
Shane tried stopping everything that was going on at Titan Tower, and then eventually got to the point in time he said, Shane would try to shut it down in front of high executives of the company when a John Laurinaitis, people like that. And he's like, no, look, we're not doing this. This isn't professional. I'm seeing that this is pretty much the reason Shane O'Mac left.
I believe this is why Stephanie left.
Yeah.
I believe Stephanie. Think about the time when Stephanie resigned. It was
Yeah.
right before this shit came out. She
Oh,
had to know some shit was
and
coming.
then she stepped in for a little bit while Vince was gone, and was like, while he was doing a little suspension or they were doing an investigation. Who are the people doing the investigation? John Laurinaitis, who they fired for paying people the hush money.
Right.
That's Nikki and Brie Bella's stepdad. But just, I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent here, but one thing that I've been noticing for quite some time now, and I'm not saying that anybody knew anything before any of these allegations came out. I'm not saying any of these allegations are true. Starting in 2020 and 2021, I've been noticing this for quite some time. I follow the news. It is odd to me that in 2020, Vince, Stephanie, and Triple H all dumped a bunch of stock. You dropped a boatload of stock in your company. In 2021, a little bit before these allegations came out, Triple H dropped like $2.5 million. A couple weeks later, Stephanie dropped like 2 point something mil. And they're like, oh yeah, no, nothing to see here. No news. We're buying a new house and we want to be able to pay for it. Bro, we know damn well both of you have money. What it seems like to me is what Martha Stewart got in trouble for. There's a word for it. It's called insider trading. Now, if y'all are dumping stock and you knew this shitstorm was coming, that sounds like insider trading to me. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not saying I'm a lawyer, but does that not sound kind of suspicious? That right around the time all this stuff started coming around, they just started dumping stock like it was nobody's business?
I don't know, man. Time will tell. I do know well, I ain't gonna say no. What I'm thinking about, like, who else is involved in this shit? Like, who else? Like, are there any? Well, we already know Brock Lesnar got caught up in it, and for now, he's nowhere close to the WWE. I imagine they're gonna take him off the roster or off the website, the WWE.com website.
Well, see, as TKO as a whole, UFC, WWE, can you fuck with Brock Lesnar anymore? I'm not sure either one of you can.
No, UFC's done with Brock. I mean, he can't even come back. He would, the moment he comes back, he has USADA, the drug testing.
Oh no, that's done as of January 1st. There's no USDA anymore. USADA.
Okay.
So you're going to get a bunch of roided out fucking monsters in UFC.
Jesus Christ.
Christ. On his next fight, Conor McGregor's fighting up 40 pounds from what he normally fights.
Jeez.
Yeah,
okay.
That's gone
crazy.
now. But I think that if you're TKO as a whole, you can't. I think it was clearly the reason Lesnar was not at the Rumble. It would not be a good look for him.
Right.
I think the
Right.
company
Yeah,
said,
they yanked that, and he said he found out he was going to be in a Rumble days before, and like right up to it, they were like, "Hey, gotta pull you, bro. Don't show up."
That's a bad look for everybody.
Don't show up. But my thing is, who else is involved in this shit? There's some freaky motherfuckers over there in the WWE.
You brought up something, and this is something I was asking a buddy about earlier. That one text message that was absolutely disgusting, where he's talking about, yeah, I want to see 3 black dicks fill all your holes, this, that, and the other thing. And it's been noted that he's been using this girl for years to recruit wrestlers. Could that be the New Day or the Hurt Business?
Bro,
or
who knows?
I'm like I said, this is all speculation.
Who
I'm not calling anybody out.
And
I'm
it's
not
funny.
Nothing, isn't that crazy? Like that could be something like that?
Bro, if you remember the what's this guy's name? Austin Creed.
Oh,
his videos of him. There's been videos of him and Paige.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some freaky motherfuckers over there, bro. Like,
yeah. I'm saying, crazy. I think. Well, I mean, going back like decades now. You're telling me Vince didn't know that Jimmy Snuka killed somebody? Come on.
Oh no,
man.
yeah, he definitely knew.
Oh, that dude's gonna take.
Then it was the one guy. I don't know if you remember the guy.
To the grave.
Yeah, the guy in the 80s that was messing. Yeah, the guy that was in the 80s. I forget his name right now, but he was messing with little girls. It's been a lot of stuff, bro. Like Vince is involved in a lot of stuff, and it's probably the best move to get him away from the WWE, as far away from the WWE as you can, especially when the product's on fire the way it is.
Yeah, and another thing, just real quick, another thing that I saw that while he was on, Ronda Rousey was real vocal about all these allegations last week. Mm-hmm. She said that the first time he was serving a suspension while she was still with WWE, She said, no. She said, Vince McMahon never left. Bruce Pritchard was just his puppet.
Yeah.
So anything Bruce or anything Vince wanted to say, he said it through Bruce.
Wow. Hey, question. I'm just deviating off the subject here. Where's is Ronda Rousey in AEW? I thought she showed up in AEW, or was that like a
I don't think she
temporary
showed
thing?
up. Honestly, I think Ronda Rousey is getting ready to make a UFC return.
Ugh,
Either that or
don't
she's
say
getting ready
that.
to have another kid. She hates
She
wrestling.
showed up in AEW like at what's the name? Ring of Honor or some shit not too long ago. I
Did
wanted,
she?
yeah, I thought she did, but I hadn't seen her or heard from her since. So I don't know what. Maybe it was just like a one-time thing, but I don't know. It was just you just reminded me of it when you said Ronda Rousey. But man, I want to thank you for coming on here. Like I said, it was just going to be a quick spot. Just wanted to talk about some things outside of the business. I think those things were so huge, I couldn't avoid not talking about it. I mean, well,
Absolutely.
I couldn't not talk about it. They were so huge. I can't say you can't avoid not talking about it. But yeah, man. You know, we're in the road to WrestleMania. I will be talking about a lot more about wrestling on this road to April 4th. So man, again, like I said, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Go ahead and let me know your social medias.
Honestly, I appreciate you having me back. It's always fun meeting up with you.
Mm-hmm.
So on YouTube, we are at 3T Sports Podcast.
Okay.
On everything else, we are Jello_suspense for the Jello Suspense show that we did. Like I said, man, it's always fun meeting up with you, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy you reached out to me.
Yep, let's do it. Let's get it, man. You'll be hey, y'all will be seeing a lot more of Sean Ace O'Neal, baby. So man, like I said, thanks for showing up, and we out. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. I want to thank everybody for coming, everybody for kicking it on the Dummast podcast. Really appreciate everybody who's helped out with the show. Much love, really appreciate it, and look out for another episode of the Dummast podcast. Oh, before you guys leave, please, if you're watching this episode, please support the cause, please support the channel, please support the podcast. Hit that subscribe button, hit them notifications. Let's get it, man. I want to see this channel grow, so we can keep putting this content out for you guys. And that's it. I'm out. Peace.